The Tennessee Titans have selected Cam Ward #1 overall in the NFL draft to be their franchise quarterback. I'm going to give you a full scouting report on what makes Cam Ward special and what needs to improve on today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, for 6 seasons. On today's film breakdown, we're going to take a look at Cam Ward, the Tennessee Titans' new franchise quarterback. I'm going to show you on tape what makes Cam Ward so special. We're also going to talk about what needs to improve for Cam Ward. Before we dive into the scouting report, do want to thank you for checking out the channel. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. Also, I'm going to be covering the draft like no one else. I'm going to have film breakdowns on all of the draftees that the Tennessee Titans pick, along with more videos on Cam Ward coming later on about how he fits into the scheme for the Tennessee Titans. So again, make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed, throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a tighten up down in the chat. And with that being said, let's talk some Cam Ward. So basic information, obviously out of Miami, Cam Ward, 6'1.5", 219 pounds. He's 22.9 years old, about to turn 23. He has a generational playmaking talent. He's not a generational prospect overall, but his playmaking ability off schedule is generational. He's got great arm talent, whether that be the velocity that he can throw with, the different arm angles that he can throw from, the touch that he throws with. He's poised in big moments. He comes up clutch in big moments for his team. Also, he has tremendous character on and off the field. He does need to clean up the decision-making at the NFL level. He needs to work on his accuracy, which is probably tied to being more consistent with his footwork, especially on deep throws to the outside. He seems to struggle. He's more consistent with his timing and his progressions. That'll be great. And obviously, nothing he can do about this, but he's not elite size-wise from an NFL perspective. So that's Cam Ward from a general scouting perspective, but I want to show you guys what I'm talking about on the tape. But as we always do, let's step into the film room. So the first thing about Cam Ward's game that we have to start with is the generational playmaking. His ability to win off schedule and to extend plays and play that backyard sandlot style of football is absolutely outrageous. It is his strongest gift. And watch how he escapes out of the pocket. What a throw to the back corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Let's look at what actually happens on the play. So what Louisville is going to do is they're going to play a cover 4. So they're going to have deep quarter here, inside quarter, deep quarter here. And what Miami is going to do, as they do throughout the season, is run vertical routes to attack zone coverage. So you're going to have a wheel route down the corner here, going to have a post route here. You're going to have a version of a levels concept here with a vertical route, a deep out route, and then you're going to have a flat route over here. And nothing's available. Like nothing is open for Cam Ward initially off the snap. The defense does a good job of taking everything away. And again, this is what makes Cam Ward special. So where is there to go right now? There is nowhere to go. This is covered. This is covered. Sitting on that. These two are watching this. This guy can pop out here. There's nowhere to go, okay? And when the play breaks down like this and the scheme doesn't win, what do you do next? Escape out the pocket and throw a dime down the field to the corner of the end zone again. What an incredible play. This sort of stuff is what makes Cam Ward absolutely special. And seeing it here from the end zone angle makes you realize just how incredible something like this is. It's not there. Escape. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, right. Absolutely ridiculous. So look, Cam Ward is a playmaker when we talk about keeping the play alive, off-schedule playmaking, second reaction, that sandlot, backyard football style. But he also can utilize his legs as part of that playmaking. And one thing that you have to understand is Cam Ward is not Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Michael Vick, Josh Allen. Like, he's not one of these elite mobility guys that's going to constantly use his legs to cook defenses. His mobility is more in the sense of I would say, Donovan McNabb or a Dak Prescott or a Baker Mayfield, for example. I think he's going to be able to utilize his legs when things are open. He's going to be able to hit it and take advantage, but he's not a guy that's going to be devastating with his legs at the same time. When you see plays like this, Cal brings a 5-man pressure. They have a quarterback spy. They're playing man coverage with one deep zone guy. And Cam Ward can extend and outrun people to the end zone. Again, he's not a burner by any stretch of the imagination, but if you give him lanes and if there's open area, he can take advantage. And he's not quite as good of a runner as a guy like Jalen Hurts, for example, of the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think he's close enough to that to where, is this guy super explosive and fast like you think of when you think of Lamar or Jaden Daniels? No, but he's a good enough runner to take advantage and help his team. So to go along with that incredible knack for playmaking, Cam Ward has a laser of an arm, okay? Just an absolute laser. Now, I am not going to tell you that Cam Ward has elite high-level arm strength in the NFL because I don't think it's quite there. But I think he's in the second tier of quarterbacks, maybe at the end of the second tier of quarterbacks in the NFL as a starter right now in terms of the velocity that he has and can put on the football. He can throw the football to basically any part of the field. We'll talk about in tomorrow's video where a part of the field where he may struggle a little bit, needs to improve, but for the most part, an absolute laser that can attack any part of the field whenever he wants. And we see it here against Louisville, a little skinny post route in front of the cover 3 cornerback. Beautiful on target, lets his wide receiver catch it in stride. Wide receiver is comfortable, can keep his balance, and now you have a huge play on your hands. So Louisville is going to do a cover 3 coverage here. You have your deep middle safety who's kind of on this side of the field, and it's going to roll towards the middle of the field. You have your cover 3 guy right here on the backside, a tight cover 3 man. You're going to have your curl flat here, your curl flat here, and then you're going to have these hook defenders. Well, what we're going to see from the Miami side of things is they're going to slide this wide receiver inside on a post, okay? And when they do that, it's just inside of the corner and inside of the safety to where there's a big enough hole there. But watch Cam Ward absolutely zip the ball in perfectly. Boom. Zoom. Again, perfectly right in the hands, perfectly accurate, but the arm strength, the velocity to hit these windows against zone coverage is something that you're going to see Cam Ward do over and over and over again throughout all of the different categories that we're looking at here with Cam Ward. All of them, you see him attacking zone coverage and firing lasers in. Boom. Right into the window, right into the hands, on balance. Now I got a big play ahead of me. I mean, I'm out of words now to explain some of this stuff. Like, this is awesome. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so it's man-to-man coverage. All right. And then you're going to get, since it's condensed formation, you're going to get a short crosser right here. Okay, a vertical clear route down the sideline, I believe. I think it is. And what a drop in a bucket. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, the vertical clears. I mean, he's watching it the whole way. If this safety comes, then I have this. If the safety stays, then I'm going to have this. It's just I'm going to read one guy and I'm going to make a decision. The problem was last year, the Titans quarterbacks didn't make the right decisions, even with these simple reads. They still didn't make the right decisions. Cam Ward's making the right call. Look at this. Look at this throw. Are you kidding me? Man, I get the hesitation, and I'm going to have a video out tomorrow to go over what Cam Ward has to improve on and what we should be concerned about. But, man, you can't pass on this. They're not passing on this. They're not. I mean, wow. Wow. What a throw. What a throw. Bucket. So earlier in the film review, we looked at the playmaking example against Cal, where he gets out of the pocket and he throws sidearm to the running back on 3rd and 20, down by 6, and the running back gets it inside the 5. Well, here we go. Here's the next play, folks, and watch what Cam Ward does here with his arm. I mean, the arm angles. RPO. So this is the play. It's going to be an RPO right here to the running back. The tight end comes in motion and then comes back out on an RPO flat concept. Both of these guys are really just stock blocking, trying to get in the way for the RPO out to the flat. Cam Ward holds the ball so long on this play, watching what happens before he throws it to the tight end, that this outside defender actually gets so far upfield that Cam Ward has to get in front of him to be able to get the ball out to the tight end. And he doesn't. And he doesn't. Hold, hold, hold. Pull both guys in. Oh! Oh! It's crazy. It's truly crazy. Look at this. Look at this stuff. This is outrageous. Again, hold that so long that I'm going to pull 10 in, and I'm going to pull, what, 23 in? Here's the problem. 10 gets so far in, I got to evade him, and 23 gets so far in, he's in my throwing lane. What do? Hold it a little longer to fake out 10. Pull. Look at that. He had to put his arm in front of number 21. I mean, I just want to back out one more time. This is just ridiculous playmaking and arm angles. Wow. All right, so listen, we've talked a lot about physical characteristics, but Cam Ward can win with his mind as well. Watch him go through 4 progressions here to get where he wants to go with the football, and ultimately, it turns into an explosive pass play for the Miami offense. So what you're going to see is man coverage across the board here from Duke, man. This linebacker is responsible for the back. Man coverage here, man coverage here. You're going to have a hook defender, and then, of course, you're going to have your deep middle. Okay, what Miami is going to do is Miami is going to run a front side out and go. On the back side, they're going to run a slot in route and then a curl route. Okay, and Cam goes through 1, 2, 3 to 4 right here. Quick progression against man coverage. This is great stuff. 1, he's already passed it, to 2, flip to 3 to 4. Bang. Look how that happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, gone. 2 seconds. That's good progression stuff right there. That's NFL stuff. Switch the running back. One, 2, 3, 4, go. Moving his feet too. Watch his feet. Bam. It's good stuff. Turns into a big play. Do it right. Do it on time. So we're seeing it again here. Watch him audible this play. Oh. Wait a minute. I don't like it. We're changing everything. We're changing everything. Him talking to his players, sending hand signals to everybody, informing the offensive line, snap the ball. Exactly what I wanted, and smash a post route. Like, think about that. Think about what he just created. Changing the play, telling the O-line, telling the wide receivers, telling the backs. I looked at their defense. Hey, they got a too high shell. Their safeties are up. I want to run a post behind their safety. That's not only understanding your offense and being able to change your plays. Watch him work here. But it's also understanding the defense. And, hey, I saw on tape, if they do that, they're running this. Look, he taps the helmet. He tells the running backs, changes. and then delivers a freaking strike down the field perfectly on a post route behind a safety for a huge gain. If you're talking about concerns with Cam Ward coming into the draft, the number one thing that you have to talk about is the decision making, okay? He has to find a way to find a healthy balance between the generational playmaking talent that he has that makes him special, and also understanding when this is a situation where that sort of risk is not needed. And this play here against Cal is truly one of the worst decisions that I've ever seen. It is Levisian, I will say, crossbody throw into a crowd up on the sideline, intercepted, ran back for a pick six. And I mean, here's the thing. When you look at the situation too here, you're down by 11 points on the road. You just got out of halftime, 13 and a half minutes left in the third quarter. You can still come back. Yes, it's 11 points, but it's still close. It's 1st and 10. If it were the fourth quarter, you're down multiple scores and it's 4th down and long and you're trying to make something happen. Like, there are situations where a play like this, all right, you're trying to make something happen, I get it. But 1st and 10, down 11 points early in the third quarter, this is a despicable decision. So what we see here is a cover 3, deep third here, deep third here. You get your middle third guy right here. You have your curl hooks on, or your curl flats on the outside, and then you have your hook defenders on the inside. Basic cover 3, and what Miami does is they want to isolate Xavier Restrepo right here. So they're going to run a vertical route to take the cornerback. They're going to run an option route with Restrepo where he sits down right here and he go inside, he can go up, and he breaks outside on the out route. On the backside, you have 2 short sit-down routes right here, and then you have a deep in route right here. So the design of the play is to go to Restrepo right here on the option route, and hopefully you get an isolated matchup. And that's exactly what Cam Ward gets. Throw this ball right now, right here, to Restrepo. The cornerback has his back turned. You get what you want. It's 1st down. This may not be a huge play, but take your profit on 1st down, get your drive rolling, get things going, okay? And if Restrepo breaks a tackle, he could be down the sideline by himself. All right, that's not there. If you want to say that this defender is right here, and maybe he impeded Cam's vision, and he's like, I don't have an angle to throw that. I don't have a window. Well, you have this player coming down right here that's going to be wide open, sitting down. And you need to, if you decide you don't like that, look, get to the backside and take that short pass. Throw that in there. He's probably getting tackled, but you're going to take your 4 or 5 yards and go on. What you can't do is what Ward does here. He escapes. All right, this looks like every other awesome Cam Ward play. He makes it happen. But throwing back across your body while you're headed towards the sideline into the middle of the field, that's insane. You cannot do that. You cannot, and especially situation is everything. 1st and 10. Like, these are the plays right here that, you know, if Cam Ward busts at the next level, it's because he cannot figure out when to hold them and when to fold them. Insane. Can't do that. Again, the accuracy, the ball placement can be a bit erratic for Cam Ward, and we see that here. You know, he doesn't always get his feet lined up properly to make the right throw. Sometimes he can just count on his arm talent, and he won't reset his feet properly, and then he's a little bit off. So you're going to see a sit-down route right here on the sideline with this guy driving vertical, and Ward wants to just kind of lead him to the side. This is a play that has to be easy money for Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans at the next level. And you got to have your ball placement on these, put it in the right spot. He's just a little too far outside. Now, again, you want to say this is maybe a miscommunication with the wide receiver, and the wide receiver should be headed outside more. But, I mean, this is so far outside that I have a hard time blaming the wide receiver for that one. You got to clean up that ball placement. And look, it's one play, but I'm showing you examples of things that happen all over the tape for Cam Ward. So when he has issues with his throws, it's usually because the accuracy, the ball placement isn't quite where it needs to be. So you got to clean that up, and that comes with footwork and making sure you're consistent at the bottom level, and then you'll be better at the top level. So again, this set of throws is all about playing on time. So a lot of the time what you're going to have in the Tennessee Titans offense and Brian Callahan's offense, at least last year, you had a lot of two-man concepts, okay? So you're going to have 1 to 2. Either you hit 1 or you hit 2. You're looking at one guy, you're hitting 1 or you're hitting 2. Here, 1, 2 for Cam Ward. And then after that, what you do is you go to the backside in route. So typically there's a two-man concept. Again, it could be a post route with a flat route. It could be a smash concept with a corner route and a sit-down route. It could be an in route and a sit-down route. So many two-man concepts, especially with young quarterbacks. We saw it a lot with Will Levis last year out of gun. We're going to see it a lot this. It's West Coast concepts. We're reading two-man. We're taking the slant or the flat. And then usually paired with that on the backside is a backside dig route or a backside post route or a backside glance route. You know what I mean? Something like that coming back across the middle of the field. So it'll be 1, 2 over here, and then 3 is your backside middle crosser. Cam Ward does show examples of hitting that. And when I do my scheme video on Cam Ward, I said I was going to put that out Thursday, but I might save that for when he actually gets drafted by the Titans, because I'm going to want to have some content for draft night too, right? Don't want to unload the clip right now, but he does show on tape that he can take advantage of the backside dig, but you got to be on time. And here he's simply not on time. This has to go quicker with the progression. So you're 1, 2, 1, no, 2. He's looking at it. And now we're coming to the backside. Flip, boom, right now, throw it. Right now. Now you got the backside dig. You got to throw it right now, instantly. Any hesitation whatsoever, now you're late on the throw, and it brings this guy from that side back into the equation and sets up a hospital ball. Just if you get quicker through the progressions, you're going to be able to get to the backside dig quicker, and you're going to be able to hit it now. Instead of half a beat later. Do you see how he kind of twisted his upper body a little bit there? That split second of time that he wasted, it's too late. It has to be here, not here. And you may say, well, that's you're clicking it. That's the seconds. That's the split seconds of the NFL. And the windows are going to close quicker. So you got to get through that progression faster and get that backside dig going. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about that is concerning about Cam Ward going to the next level is his ability to hit outside deep shots. All right, so we saw in yesterday's video that Cam Ward is excellent at post routes, at corner routes, in breaking routes over the middle to the intermediate parts of the field. He's excellent. Even the deep intermediate parts of the field over the middle of the field, very good player. But to the deep outsides, he struggles. And when we talk about how he has a very, very good arm, but he does not have the bazooka cannon that's of the elite arms in the NFL have. All right, so we're going to see a vertical route down at the bottom of the screen. Roasted and toasted. Roasted and toasted. But Cam Ward underthrows it. And a guy has to stop, and because he stops, they're able to catch up. And because they're able to catch up, it's no completion. Like, this needs to be 100%, maybe not 100%, but I mean, like, this does concern you. Is Cam Ward's arm is good, but, you know, that's a 50-yard bomb right there from basically the 55 to the 5, and it's just not enough. Like, he's got to zip it out more. So, deep outside shots, and I'm going to go over a ton of them here in rapid succession, but their throws, and I think he needs to get more lined up. He's kind of like leaning back and heaving, and his feet are in the middle. I'm no QB like guru when it comes to the technical stuff, but I feel like if he got his feet lined up more to the sideline, like right there, his feet are pointing straight, but he's throwing all the way to the right. And look how the ball goes up and tails. Like, I think he's got to fix his feet to drive that a little better. All right, this is another example. Look down at the bottom of the screen. We have, I believe it's Restrepo, goes on a little out and up. Oh, no, it's the outside guy who goes straight forward. But, again, outside and deep. The guy comes in motion, cuts it upfield on the vertical route, outside and deep. He's just not super accurate. That's not really that close. Doesn't really give his man a chance. He's kind of just flinging it out there, and that's way out of bounds. No chance at all. Titans fans, that's going to do it for my full scouting report on Cam Ward. Obviously, I recycled some clips from the longer videos that I made earlier in the draft process. I made a 50-minute video on what makes Cam Ward special, diving into even more detail on all the aspects that we talked about today. I also made a 30-minute video on the things that we need to see improve from Cam Ward, where, again, I go into more detail on some of the aspects that we discussed, but wanted to give you a digestible, quick video to get acquainted with who Cam Ward is as a player. I'm going to have a scheme fit video out using some clips from last year's offense and what we saw from Cam Ward at Miami to show how I think he can really fit perfectly with Brian Callahan and what the Titans truly want to do on offense. But with all that being said, again, Cam Ward is the pick. He's the new franchise quarterback, and let's hope that he takes the Tennessee Titans to the promised land. I'm going to have a ton more draft content coming out throughout the next 7 to 10 days. Get subscribed, stay subscribed, throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a tighten up down in the chat. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. That's going to do it for me today. And as I tell you after every film breakdown, tighten up.